with that Flores build.
17.
Okay. Meanwhile, Terry So would like to join Andre Coimbra in the semifinals. He's up 2-0. Boucher is playing his take on aggro, sort of a green-white, also fairly token-heavy deck. He's got Knight of the Reliquary to go with his Emeria Angel. He's also got Captain of the Watch. He's got 4 Baneslayers. He's got 3 Honor the Pure and 2 Ajani's. This is the deck that just, it looks so impressive when it works.
Yes.
I mean, the flaw, I think, is that it's kind of a mid-speed deck without much in the way of control elements. So it's not the fastest deck in the world. It can get blown out early if it stumbles, and it's not the most powerful late-game deck in the world. But if you're playing in the mid-game, this deck just has so many things it can get going on. Knight, Emeria Angel being maybe the most easy and obvious, but Honor the Pure, Ajani, all of these cards work together really well.
And he felt that after boarding, he had a hard time keeping up with Terry So's deck.
Okay.
So both the Ruels and Terry and Manuel were testing this deck, and he felt that after sideboarding he was at best a 50-50, which is why he said the critical game in this matchup for him was that first game, which he lost, where he felt he was a 75% edge, which seems like a
it seems like if you've got aggro versus medium speed, the medium speed deck is often the favorite. Right? If you're just a little bit slower than your opponent, it tends to be where you want to be in Magic metagame terms.
Well, he was clearly unimpressed with the Goblin Guides game 1.
Yeah.
Felt that was where his big edge came from.
And those Goblin Guides are in the sideboard now. They've been replaced with some answers like Oblivion Ring.
Some questions like Baneslayer Angel.
Yeah. All right, there's Boucher. He's got more Sunday experience than just the Swiss team win, too. He built the deck that Remy Fortier used to win Valencia.
That's right.
I mean, that's really where he first kind of came onto the radar. Booker had been sort of a well-known Magic Online player. Manuel B.
You see
I see the big celebration behind... yeah, there you go. That was David Reitbauer with the sweep over Florian Pills. So Reitbauer through to the semifinals. Reitbauer running Jund, right?
Yes, where he will play the winner of this match.
Yep. So there's a Jund deck waiting in the offing for the winner of this match. Yep. So Jund 1-1 so far.
Some big Knight of the Reliquaries going on here for Emmanuel. He's got Knight, Honor the Pure. They're starting out at 3-3.
Yeah, we were going to get a Jund deck out of that matchup either way. That was the Jund Mirror. So Reitbauer wins the Jund Mirror 3-0. Florian Pills is gone, and the Austrian is through. It's interesting how we could have Austria winning both the team title and the individual title.
Sure.
All right, the Benedikt Klauser-led Team Austria is in the semifinals of the team competition. They're playing off-camera right now. Reitbauer could be the national champ. The other possible double is the Dutch. Bram Snapvangers from the Netherlands, still sitting in good shape, up 2-0 on Cavalieri, and the Dutch team,
led by Kevin Grill,
arguably the most experienced team. I mean, they're young Dutch players. I mean, they're not the Dutch names you've seen before, but I mean, that country, they do such a good job. Everybody helps everybody, and they've just turned out such a steady supply of Magic talent.
If I was going to prototype a Magic community, over a 12 or 15 year arc, it would be the Dutch Magic community. I'm continually impressed by them. Here's Earl the
Miststalker.
His name is Earl.
Lotus Cobra fueled. All right, so Terry So's board is Earl, Lotus Cobra, Bloodbraid Elf, Noble Hierarch, and 4-land. Emmanuel Booker has Honor the Pure, Knight of the Reliquary, and another Knight of the Reliquary. So he's currently searching through his deck, using the first Knight.
These get out of hand pretty quickly. Is that a Kabira Crossroads? Yes, it is. Kabira Crossroads, gain 2 life.
Cute. Yeah, that's the one Kabira Crossroads in Boucher's deck.
Terry So's laughing. It's like nice. Make some giant Knight of the Reliquaries. Gain some life.
How many lands in his graveyard? 4 lands and counting in
Those
Boucher's
are
graveyard.
7/7 Knight of the Reliquaries. Okay. That looks like we're going to get 8/8. And probably a 6/6 Baneslayer Angel is my guess. Oh, 9/9.
Yep, goes and gets a fetch land. Cracks it, just wants to get an extra land in the graveyard. So 17 to 19.
And there is a 6/6 Baneslayer Angel.
All right. Booker untaps. Basic. Is that Booker's hand?
Booker's hand looks like...
Looks like 4 land and a lightning bolt.
That's Terry So's hand.
Oh, that's Terry's hand. Yeah, so no answer for the 6/6 Baneslayer Angel. Look. He's got Earl. I mean, 5/5 untargetable is usually pretty good, but not against 6/6 first striking Baneslayer.
And not even close to the biggest creature on the table.
Yeah. All 3 of Booker's creatures are bigger because those knights are 8/8s?
I believe they're 9/9s.
They're 9/9s now?
9/9s and, just counting. Yep.
Here we go again. 3 mana.
Using
4 mana,
using the
sack
mana
1.
acceleration of...
Yeah, the knight does work out to get you an extra land if you play it, right? Obviously, you tap your land first for mana, then sack it. You get an untapped land. He got a Misty Rainforest, sacking it for a forest. So 2 lands head to the graveyard in order to give the knights 11/11. Plus, he managed to get essentially tap it for mana.
Booker is at 22, so is at 30.
So here's 5 mana for
Baneslayer.
another Baneslayer Angel. Sure looks like Manuel B is going to get on the scoreboard here with a Game 3 win. I mean, there's no sweepers in Terry's deck, right? Yeah, nothing, not even in the board. I mean, Terry has to answer each of those big creatures sort of 1 card at a time.
He has four paths and 2 Oblivion Rings to deal with all the threats.
Right. I mean, potentially he can Bloodbraid into those things, but each one requires its own separate answer. There's no cards that can answer 2 threats, and there's 4 giant monsters on Booker's side.
And not to be lost on all this is he's thinning his deck from land. So he's just, as this game goes on, should it go on somehow,
I don't know how it goes much longer.
he's just drawing into more and more threats because there's just no land left in his deck. He can thin 2 to 4 lands a turn.
Yep. Yeah, Terry ships the turn. And the only question is whether it makes sense to start attacking with the Knights or whether you just attack with Baneslayers. Is that a Johnny? Wow, a Johnny Goldmane. Everybody is +1/+1. Yeah, Terry scoops them up. There you go. All right, now we head to Game 4. Terry So took the first games, but complete blowout there in Game 3. And Manuel Booker on the board needs to win 2 more. But, I mean, his deck is clearly capable of some very powerful starts. All right, we'll talk through the other matchup. So 2 semis are done. Reitbauer's through, Coimbra's through. The winner of Terry and Manuel will play Reitbauer. Coimbra waits for either Italian William Cavalieri or the Dutchman Bram Snapvangers. They are playing Game 3. Brahms up 2-0, and we can see that Cavalieri has a Ranger and 2 Honors of the Pure against Plated Geopede. Brahm has just dispatched a Soul Warden.
Bruce, can we get the overhead from Egg to talk while these guys shuffle?
He's sending a 5/4.
I think we've only got the
Ranger
one
Eos
camera
into the
on that
red
match,
zone
but I
there.
think we can get you the overhead view.
Rich life totals?
There you go.
Hey.
So Plated Geopede against an attacking ranger. That ranger is a
5/4.
5/4 thanks to 2 copies of Honor the Pure.
It's also a 3/3 Soul Warden.
Yeah.
Rich, we need a score for Ed.
So it sounds like it's 13-15, although I'm not sure which way.
It looks like that score is going to change dramatically in a moment.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
As an army of 3/3 show
Conqueror's
up.
Pledge. Wow. This is the way William Cavalieri drew his deck up. Soul Warden, Honor the Pure, Honor the Pure. Those tokens, each gain a
3/3s.
life, 6 different 3/3 creatures, and 6 life. Braum just scoops them up here, right? I don't know.
Bram doesn't seem like the scooping type to me.
I agree. Oh, okay. He paths the Soul Warden as a response.
Okay.
That helps.
Booze from
Yeah,
the
booze from the
Italians
Italians in the crowd. Love it. That's no fun. Still, 6 3/3s. I don't know how Braum deals with that. His deck has no... There's no mass sweeper type effects, right? There's no earthquake. There's no...
He has to really go bolt by bolt there.
Yeah, it seems like it's individual removal spell by individual removal spell, so... Wow.
So how many Americans do you think are up right now at 4 in the morning to watch this coverage? I'd love to hit us up on Magic Pro Tour on Twitter. Let us know if you're awake and watching.
Sure. Yeah, no, this game is all but over.
There's the scoop.
There's the scoop. All right.
I just wanted to see if you would
Cavalieri
untap.
on the board. Wins game 3. Like Manuel Bucher, he's got to win 2 more if he wants to get through to the semis, but like Manuel Bucher, his deck is capable of just some amazing, amazing situations.
All right.
Meanwhile, we're back on C.
Yes, Colonel's graphics is awesome. Yes, please.
All right. Manuel Bucher deals out his 7 cards. He's 22 from Switzerland, spends a lot of time in the States as well. That 84 pro points. I mean, he's been around for a couple years. Pro level 7. I mean, this is one of your Pro Tour regulars. It seems like every event he's in contention. His first individual top 8, but I mean, certainly has been winning money consistently. He's got the team championship and extremely well respected as a deck builder.
Yeah, absolutely. He has 2 Pro Tour top 16s. One where he was playing for his life in the last round, and one where he was playing up.
Mm-hmm.
And he was facing a similar situation this weekend. Going into in the last round, he had to fight against Peter Brozek.
Yeah, this was interesting because he could have taken the draw. He was sitting in, it was a kind of situation where, okay, if everybody draws, somebody's going to miss on tiebreakers. We're not sure who it'll be. It's kind of close. It depends how these other matches go. And Manuel said, no, I don't want to draw myself into 9th. I'm going to play. And he did play, and he won. So he's here. There you see Terry So. And ironically enough, Terry was in exactly the same situation. Also could have drawn into a tiebreaker situation. He said, no, I'm going to play, and I'm going to win. And he beat Braum, who got in anyway. Braum was a point ahead. So Braum managed to wind himself in the tiebreakers, got through. So Terry's 22. He's from Malaysia. He lives in Kuala Lumpur. 116 pro points. This is another guy. He's Hall of Fame eligible at that. He's not yet on the ballot. Will be when it's his time. 3rd Pro Tour top 8, so he's been around. He's got a top 8 at a Worlds previously. He's got an invitational win. I mean, very good player.
3rd place in Nagoya.
And it looks like Game 4 is underway. Bucher has led with a double hierarch draw.
A little bit of a not a fast start here for Terry.
No, yeah, Terry, 2 turns and nothing, right? No, here's turn 3 in double forest.
Yep, that is not a Woolly
Yeah,
Thoktar.
you can't catch Woolly Thoktar with that mana, so
And I'm
Terry-
not even certain that he has Woolly Thoktar still in his deck.
hierarch attacks. Sure. Terry's probably happy, right? It means no Baneslayer. Huh. Honor the Pure for Manuel, which does nothing to help Noble Hierarch. All right, Terry's slow draw. Looks like a fetch land. So 19 to 17. Yeah, very slow draw for Terry. Not the fastest draw for Manuel, but we'll see, right? He spent his time. He's got the mana edge, that's for sure. There's Bloodbraid Elf.
Colossal Might is an interesting card in Terry's deck that I don't think we saw in any other decks really.
So that's a 7-power Bloodbraid Elf.
No, it's actually just a 3. The Colossal Might has to resolve before the Bloodbraid Elf.
Oh.
It just went on the bottom.
Oh yeah, Colossal Might does nothing there. No creature to target.
Looks like lots of people are awake and watching. Oh, we definitely appreciate you guys setting your alarm clocks back in the States.
Or just staying up.
Or just staying up and drafting all night.
That's what I'll be doing tonight, that's for sure. I have the 6:30 a.m. flight out, so.
I have the early flight. It's definitely going to go back to the hotel, pack, draft all night.
Till it's time to get in a cab.
Sleep on the plane and hopefully be on some sort of normal schedule when I'm home.
That's the plan. All right.
The Noble Hierarch
Booker,
beats
1,
are
2,
over.
3,
He's
4,
gonna
5. There's the Baneslayer.
There's just no colors on Terry So's side of the board that can deal with that. I mean, the only way with that mana he has in play, he has to Bloodbraid into Oblivion Ring here. Oh, there's a Jungle Shrine. This is white mana.
That'll be his first white mana. Just an awful draw for Terry So. Unable to do anything until Bloodbraid, and then Bloodbraid whiffs. Baneslayer with 2 Noble Hierarchs and an Honor of the Pure. That is indeed 8 power and lifelinking. So 23 to 9. Steward of Valoron. All right, Terry. Right now, you need a Baneslayer answer. Finally got his white mana. Has he been holding an Oblivion Ring? Holding an Ajani, maybe? Looks like both. So, okay, which way do you deal with it? There's an Ajani, there's an Earl, there's an Oblivion Ring, and there's a Path. So 3 different Angel answers now that he finally got his white mana.
He's going to play Earl.
Plays Earl. Okay, and then he leaves up Path mana. Makes sense. It's the only way for him to sort of do 2 things that turn. What was that? Oh, a Johnny Goldmane for Manuel Booker. Presumably, everyone's going to get +1/+0, or +1/+1 permanently, and Vigilance. Now the question is, how many attack? Just the Baneslayer?
Just the Baneslayer.
So it gets to 9 power, which would be lethal, but there's the path. Oh, there's Brave the Elements! Brave the Elements defends the Baneslayer, and I think that's 9, right? Hierarch, Honor the Pure, the Ajani counter, 9 power. That's
6,
ball game.
7, 8,
Terry's
9.
like, really? He thought he was fine. He had the path. Nope, there he nods. We are going to Game 5. All right, Manuel Booker has come back. He's taken Game 3. He's taken Game 4. And they're going to play one game to see who goes to the semis.
A little bit of a smile on Menu's face.
So, and Booker headed to Game 5. Cavalieri and Snapvangers are in Game number 4. They've just started. There you see, Cavalieri has got a Soul Warden. Is that Goblin Guide for Braum?
Goblin Guide for Braum.
Second Soul Warden for Cavalieri. So both players currently at 19.
I think we hold C and move all the cameras back to A for now. Yeah, we're way ahead of schedule, so hold C and cameras over to A.
So we're not going to let Manu and Terry start without you here.
Oh yeah,
We're
no, we'll
gonna stay
definitely
on
bring
this
a Kraber to
match.
Game 5. But meanwhile, let's watch this Game 4. All right, Snapvangers is up 2-1. Cavalieri, though, he's got the double Soul Warden draw, which should buy him a lot of time. Okay, Goblin Guide puts a fetch land into Cavalieri's hand. Oh, there's path for the Goblin Guide. So Goblin Guide gives him land. Gives him some land back. But this start
But you're happy.
definitely has to favor the Italian.
Great.
Yeah, this is not the explosive draws we saw from Bremen.
Well, it still could be. It's too soon to tell, right? All the explosiveness that we saw came from the Rangers. Ooh, go? Go is okay. Now I'm with you. Not